Sorry, guys. It's little technical difficulties here. Let me get this restarted and we'll get the show started here in 1 second. All right, guys. Hey, welcome to another wonderful episode of Hot Boxing with Matt. Uh, Starting a little somber tone this week because everybody's well aware of what happened since the last time we got together. Just want everybody to know and understand and remember that the WO Entertainment Network is a veteran-ran organization. We have primarily veterans on our payroll, and that's what we bring to you. We try to bring you some fun. We try to have some good laughs, and we try to entertain everybody. And after the events that's happened this last weekend in Afghanistan, uh, from everybody at the WO Entertainment Network, everybody in the United States, everybody around the world, our condolences for your loss. We all knew what we signed up to do. We all wrote that check for everything up to and including our lives. And I don't know very many veterans right now who is not willing to step up and cash that check. To our brothers and sisters we've lost this last week, salute. Oh, all right, guys. So, how was your week? How's everything going? Let's kind of switch gears here and get back to what we all know and love about this crazy show. Uh, Thank you, Jennifer. That was kind of the intent. We got to show love to our brothers and sisters. And Facebook user, I think I know who you may be, but you need to give StreamYard the okay to share your information. If not, I don't know who you are. But you know what? I'm here. I'm having fun. We got a few good things set up for tonight. We're going to have a nice little bit of fun. So tonight we're going to kind of talk about more on the cooking the brisket side now. After we get done with this 3 video part with Darren Franklin, we're going to move on to, and I think here in a couple of weeks we may, I may get my knives out. I might kind of show those off a little bit and break down to go with that. Uh, okay, so sorry about that. And okay, sorry, I'm just taking a look at conversations coming in, and somebody, I think, Mr. Duncan, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's you, buddy. If that's you, do me a favor, just give me that thumbs up there in that comment section down there. And sorry, Jen, I thought it was you, and I knew I was you and saw you come in. But anyway, sorry guys, got sidetracked here again. I'm not very good at multitasking. You'll learn that as we go along. But like I said, tonight we're still talking brisket. So we're going to go through all that. I'm also going to introduce a new segment this week, something that I hope takes off like wildfire. It is your pictures of your food, what you've cooked, what you're proud of, what you're wanting to do. And hey, somebody from YouTube just came in, and I don't know what the heck that is. So I'm not even gonna worry about it. But I want to give a chance to highlight you and highlight what you've done, and kind of a viewers clips, viewers clicks, viewers tips. Just trying to do whatever I could do to get everybody, more into the chat, and have some more fun, and keep you entertained. And so that's kind of the plans for today. And so yeah, there we go. So last week, for anybody who wasn't with us, we talked a little bit about the trimming of the brisket, how to pick the brisket, how to what you're looking for in the marbling, and kind of broke down a little bit into words and keywords, decal, fat cap, stuff like that that we kind of went into. And guys, if you didn't catch that last week, you can still catch it for a little bit longer up on the WO Entertainment Facebook page, YouTube page, and everywhere else that we're luckily streaming tonight. So going back and give that a look. Also, guys, remember last week we also had a little competition, little contest, but nobody wanted to participate. I got nothing in my inbox. I got nothing nowhere. I'm going to throw it out there one more week. So last week we talked about overtime and the blue collar soldiers. Damn good friends of mine, guys that say they love my barbecue. I got proof of it. It's on Facebook. It's still uploaded. Go to overtime.com. You may be able to see it there as well. But anyways, we got talking about their YouTube page, and all the stuff that's on their YouTube page. And I told you about an impromptu concert somewhere. I started out as a bet. All you had to do was go take a look, go over to the YouTube page, and scroll through the videos and everything else and find that, take a look. And if you did, when you did, the first person that sent it to me, I was going to send them one of my OVB barbecue hats. And guys, I've got nothing in yet. So head over to YouTube, take a look at it, find out what's going on. But this time, we're just now we're just back to good old-fashioned barbecue. So of everybody in the house, do you know who Aaron Franklin is? If you do know who Aaron Franklin is, drop it over there. There. One of those two. Yeah, over there in my comment section, so I can tell you if you're right or wrong, and then we can talk about him a little bit more. But for those of you who don't know who Aaron Franklin is one of my personal favorite barbecue pitmasters to watch. He is the owner and proprietor of Aaron Franklin's Barbecue down in Austin, Texas, where you have to show up about 7 o'clock in the morning, standing in line to get brisket at 11 o'clock when they open. Guys, I tell you what, that really does remind me of another little local place for anybody here in the KC metro area. If you haven't taken the time to go over and check out Joe Pierce and the boys there at Slaps Barbecue, get your butt down there, go talk to them, go have fun, go see my friends, go see my family that's still up there working and slaving away every day. Guys, well, my hat is off to you. I remember those days, and they were definitely butt kickers. So go in there, kick their butt a little bit more for me. And you did see that place on Food Network. They were on season 2, episode 1 of Burgers, Brewing Q's. And then there was also on 3 a.m. getting her Franklin. See, I've heard both ways. I've heard 3 a.m. and I've heard 7 a.m. I guess it all depends on what on the day of the week you fall into. But I guess it has just completely blown up even more. But oh yeah, and Food Paradise / Barbecue is on Food Paradise as well. The Burgers, Brews, and Q's, you won't see my ugly mug, my pretty face, but you will take a chance to see it on Food Paradise. Yep. Food Paradise was. Yep, I was in that one. That was a fun shoot. That was a fun day. But if you haven't seen the season 2, episode 1, there is a gentleman that I believe he's here in chat with us today. He hasn't given me that thumbs up. If he is, Duncan, if you are, give me that thumbs up. You'll see my brother John Duncan, my brother from another mother, just celebrated his birthday. Everybody get me a happy birthday. Happy birthday out there to him. So, John, I love you, brother. Jennifer, it was Food Paradise. I was trying to remember. It was a sandwich special. That's all I got. Is I can just remember them saying it was a sandwich special. Hell, I haven't even seen that one yet. Uh, but I think it was just last year, 2 years ago. So within the last couple seasons, you'll be able to go back there and find it. But like again, like I said, for those who are just coming in, we're kind of talking about Slaps Barbecue here in KCK a little bit, and Mr. Joe Pierce, Mr. Mike Pierce, the Pierce brothers who own and operate that thing and just do a wonderful job, outstanding job with it. Not only there you go. We'll talk later, Jen. Not only does Joe still actively be in the pits, and he was pit masters will tell you that, he also still goes out and competes. So last year he was number 2 in the rankings. Probably, I think he's been bouncing back between number 1, number 2, as we're getting shoulder in the barbecue season. So that's going to be fun to watch again. But he also, Joe, I got to say, congratulations, my man, on getting that invite to the Jack Daniels, which for those of y'all that don't know, you have one Jack Daniels Invitational is just that, invitational. You have number 1 in the country. I thought that was the it, but I just haven't looked in the past couple days, and you know how those points go. But to get into the Jack, you have to win 7 barbecue competitions in one season. And that's the one that has been eluding him, eluding him, eluding him. And guess what? This year, you're going to see Slaps Barbecue hooping it up, hollering it up down there, smoking the hollow. Guys, if you never get down there, just go down there and have fun. That is October 18th and 19th this year. That's Smoking the Hollow down there at the Jack Daniels Distillery in beautiful Lynchburg, Tennessee. If you've never been there, I would suggest going. But I will tell you, watch those long stretches on the outside of the Air Force Base down there. Well, 5150. I'll be damned if cops don't like to sit down there and just catch us speeders as we're coming through. Uh, Nothing to do with going into Lynchburg, but which is still a dry county. But there's ways around that, we all know. But yeah. Anyways, so Joe, from all of us here at WO Entertainment, me here at OVB Barbecue and Hot Boxing with Matt. Good luck this week. Good luck everything coming up. It's going to be a blast to see you on that top where you belong, So, October 7th through 9th. 7th through 9th. So, yeah, that would be that Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the Smoke in the Hollow. Thank you so much, Facebook user, for coming in and helping me make sure I keep my show straight and keep it online and keep it going. So, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think if anybody has any objections, raise your hand now and say, "Don't play that video. We want to see your face and hear your voice more." Raise that hand and say, "Aye." Nobody. So here we go. Let's pop on a little bit more of Aaron Franklin here. And here we're talking about firing up the pits and keeping it going.
Putting this one on.
Yeah, you think somebody
on the top side.
Sorry.
There are 2 types of people in this world. One's fat side up, the other half is fat side down. I like it fat side up.
Oh, no, I got your audio going
towards the fire because it's got more fat. It's got a little
so
bit
right
more
now, all he's
right
while
there.
I'm trying to get this
so
all
the fire is going to come up here. It's going to go across here.
All he's really talking about right there is just putting the fat side out closer to your box. That's not what I want. Yeah, fat side up, closer to the box, which is your hottest spot on your smoker. Typically, sometimes it's pretty warm right there next to the stack as it comes out because it's going into a convection over convunction. The 2 different types of cooking. So let's try this again. Just need to get things kind of lined out here real quick. Y'all talks amongst yourself. There is no emotion. I got emotions. Just don't listen to anybody who says I don't use them. Come on, y'all know he wasn't issued those things. All right, so let's try this again. Let's get back to Mr. Aaron Franklin here.
So the
And
fire
here
is going
we
to come
go.
up here. It's going to go across here, underneath, on top, swirl around, do all kinds of stuff, and go out the smokestack. I've got the flat. It's by the smokestack. There's going to be a high concentrated heat right here, so I'm going to have to be really careful not to burn that. One thing is a big fire, and it's a small cook chamber. I'm going to put a water pan in here. And that's going to keep a lot of moisture in the cooking chamber. It's going to help it not burn quite so easily. We got fat on top, point towards the fire, flat towards the smokestack, water pan in there to keep it moist. Shut the lid and watch it fire for a long time. So how long is a long time? Well, long
Oh,
enough
come
to
on.
drink a
All
beer,
right. So we got a lot of things
long
going
enough
on
to
here
need a
at
koozie
once.
for it too.
Uh, sorry,
And
guys. I got to
talk
stop
about
something real
brisket.
quick.
A good rule of thumb to go by
There we
for
go.
how
That's what
long
I
a
need.
brisket's going to cook is generally about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes per pound. For this brisket, I always kind of calculate about 12 hours. If I'm going to serve it at 5 p.m., I'm going to start it at 5 o'clock a.m. The smoker I'm using for this one is really, really small in comparison to what I normally cook on. I'm going to try to keep it pretty low, about 250 degrees. I'm going to keep it really, really steady, and I'm really going to watch the fires and make sure that they stay clean. If you were cooking a lot of brisket or a lot of meat on a big cooker, it's going to take.
All right. So one of the things I wanted to kind of stop for a second here and touch on, if you notice, he when he brought up his little graph, it shows 250, and he said that was kind of low. Well, the funny thing about that is showing the difference between Texas and Kansas City style. You know, 250, 275 for a lot is hot and fast because you have a lot of other cookers that'll cook 225, 210, 225, somewhere around 215, somewhere around in there. So that's your low and slow, guys. That's really when you're looking at 14, 16, 18-hour cook. But that's also the ones that have no trim, no nothing. And Jennifer, the funny thing about that is I like low and slow as well if I have people there with me. Uh, if I do competitions, I don't want to be up all night and cook all day and then go home, unload, and wash. That's like almost 48 hours and no sleep. And then if you lose the competition, that just makes it for a longer drive home. And but here's the thing: it does depend on the cut, but that's where you start to learn your butchering of the animal. Your setup on your is it a primal cut? Is it a fine cut? How much fat? Where's the tendons at? And things like that. Because I've got it down pretty near down to where I can do a 14, 16 pound brisket post trim in about 6 hours. And I learned how to do that work. I learned how to do that with competitions because I've been trying to do briskets ever since I really started barbecuing. Because when I first started, if you couldn't cook a brisket, you couldn't call yourself a pit master. And it's so funny knowing that here we are, fast forward 24 years, it's now chicken. It's these damn chicken thighs. And anybody who's ever cooked them knows what KCBS is looking for. That good bite through, skin stays on, good flavor, good color. Knows that it's hard to get that skin trimmed, scraped, pulled back over, and done. And I'm going to do a show here later on this year. I'm going to do a show kind of showing some competition trims and splice in cooking every now and then, with it. So it'll be a multi show thing. So if you really want to see kind of behind the scenes, I would really recommend, sticking around and watching. But brisket, man, I tell you, I've done it every way, because he was talking about like fat up or fat down and what have you. If I'm cooking at home, I really don't trim as much because I want a little bit more of that fat. I want to take a little bit more time cooking it. I want to have finesse it a little bit more. And honestly, I do a lot of Texas cut at home. And for anybody that doesn't know, when you go to Texas and order brisket, you they ask you, how do you want your brisket, fatty or lean? And if you say you want it lean, they're going to give you more off the flat, or what everybody knows is the flat. If you want it fatty, you're going to get sliced off there where the point and the burn in are together. And well, that's what everybody knows. Burn ends are just pure fat, like we talked about. If they're cooked right, rendered down right, marshmallows, love them. You can't beat them. And if they're not done right, you can't eat them. But in Texas, that's what you'll get. So you'll have a strip of meat, the flat. You then have some fat and membrane, and then you have your point. So you know what you're talking about there, Jen. Even down there in Springfield. But yeah, so that's what you get in Texas, fatty or lean. And then, like I said, here again, Kansas City will cook our briskets. We'll cook them whole or we'll cook them separate. Usually, we'll throw the burn ends back on a little bit longer than the flat because we want kind of two different textures. Because one you're going to slice, the other one actually you're going to cube. And here again, later on this season, once I can actually find some briskets, um, I would love to do a trimming video and kind of break down and show everything. So I'm really excited looking to do that. Uh, Around Springfield, I believe uh, if you want to drop down to Branson, you have Getting Basted. That's last year's barbecue world winner. In Springfield, I think, oh, Mike Johnson, Sugar Fire Barbecue. I think Sugar Fire Barbecue just opened one up down there. They're pretty good. I can vouch for them as well. Um, I think Jousting Pigs has one down there. I think, or maybe they're just more northern Missouri. But there's a couple for you to look out in. If I can get a buddy of mine to watch the show and come on to the show. Oh crap, that's right. Seasonings. That's right. I forgot about that. We was talking about that the other day. So, guys, you know what? We're going to put a pause on this video for a second, and I want to talk about something. Uh, so Miss Jen here was talking the other day and having a nice little conversation because she's going to be one of them that has food coming up that you're going to see tonight. She orders all of her food, a lot of her food prepping and things of that nature from a box company. Now, I know, box company, boo, blah, 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 blah. But guys, listen to this for a second, all right? So she gets it from this company called, if I can ever find it again. Ay. Jen, help a brother out here. I got it saved somewhere, but damn if I remember where it's at. Um, that will sit down with you, talk about your dietary needs, talk about your dietary restrictions, and help make plans for you, and even up to and including anything that you have a food allergies to, which I thought was just an amazing idea. Because for those that don't know, now you know that Megan everyplate.com, that's the name of it. Thank you, Jen. But Megan, was diagnosed with celiac here a while back, so it forced me to change up a lot of the ways that I'm cooking. Now, in a way, I've enjoyed it because it's made me better as a pit master. It's made me better as a chef. It makes me better as all that because I've learned new ways. But a lot of people feel like once they get to that allergy stage that they lose out so much. They lose out on going out to dinner. They lose out on going to a friend's house, or they lose out to this, that, and the other. Now you don't have to worry about that as much. You're going over to your friend, we'll say Jen's place because she does this every plate. And she's like, hey, cool. I've got a dinner party coming up. So I want to get this, all decent price. Oh, wait a minute. The Johnsons are coming over and one has a dairy allergy and one has celiac. And so you can sit down, pull that up, and just make it so much easier onion, everything else. And yeah, that's right. Rosemary and thyme. We was talking about that. Guys, let me just go ahead and swap over this one real quick and show you one of these great plates that she was able to do from her own kitchen. Now this one here, I'm gonna pull my Facebook back up here real quick, and I'm going to pull up the stuff on my side here and show you. She says this was, oh, there it is. Sorry guys. It's gonna pull up the description real quick. A mushroom steak. That looks righteous. It looks to me that definitely looks like a smothered and covered steak. I mean, just the way God intended it. Asparagus looks really good. She did a good job on that one and knocked those potatoes out of the park. But guys, look at this. This isn't that expensive for what we looked at, and it's good food. It's real food. It's real food in a world of processed crap that we all have to unfortunately live in. You know, we have that right to change up things. We have that right to do what we, what we can do and what we should do, but we don't always do it. But guys, I mean, that's kind of what I was wanting to talk about there. Um, you know what I did just do? I just took away our video time. People are dropping off. You know what? That is cool. I am kind of rambling, but we'll get back to the Aaron Franklin setup here. Get that back over. Wait a minute. I gotta make sure. I want to make sure I do this right for you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm a one-man show. I'm a one-man band. If anybody wants to help me out and kind of, help with some content and uh, kind of produce for me, brother, love you to death. And if you're close enough, I'll buy you
yourself in the
barbecue.
foot.
Thank you,
At
barbecue.
the end of the day, it's going to
All
take as
right.
long
So
as
now
it's
we're
going to
going to
take,
get
and
right
you
back
can't
here
rush
to
it.
Aaron.
Good barbecue just takes a while, and just got to be patient. That being said, there's a balance between spritzing and mopping and actually opening up the lid. If you've got to check it, do it as little as possible. And when the brisket starts looking a little bit dry on the surface, you can hit it with a squirt bottle and you can mop it or whatever. But you really want to try to avoid opening up the lid really, really often. The biggest key to having a good brisket or a good rack of ribs or a good chicken or a good anything you're cooking on a barbecue is fire management. The last thing you want to do is have fluctuating fires. You don't want it to get too hot. You don't want it.
So you just heard him talking about, making sure the lid stays closed. And that's a big sin in barbecue. I mean, you want to not ever get invited to a barbecue again. Walk over and pop open a pit master's pit without him being there. There is the oldest saying in the book is looking ain't cooking, and that's where a lot of pit masters kind of wash out and kind of have problems, in my opinion, is so yeah, I mean, it just kind of where a lot of problems come from. And so, Lee, if you're at a barbecue or if you're running a pit for yourself the first time, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. If you got to open it, don't spend much time in there because you're losing your heat. The meat is going to reflect it, and it's just don't do it, man. I mean, just don't do it. So mopping or spritzing. Mopping or spritzing. That was the other thing I wanted to stop the video here and talk about for a minute. You know, I'm a spritz guy personally. I like doing the spritzing better because it seems like I don't know if I get heavy handed when I do my mops. But I kind of lose a little bit more of my rubs and stuff like that on my meat when I do that. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, spritz and mop is a way of keeping your meat moist while you're smoking it. Um, Either way, it does the same thing. It also adds a little bit more flavor. I don't care what anybody tells you. I think it does. I personally notice a difference. Um, Ever since I've started doing some more spritzing, um, which if you want to know what my spritzes and my mops are, drop me a comment, inbox me somewhere, and be willing to talk to you about that a little bit. Um, so yeah, but so a spritz is just like a lot of people will do ACV, which is apple cider vinegar, and apple juice. 1/3 to 2/3. 1 to 3 and a 2 to 3 ratio. Um, your mops and stuff like that, they kind of get a little bit more involved because you're going to heat them up, and they're going to have usually going to have more sugars, more colors, more involved in it. And things of that nature. You're gonna have a lot of guys. A lot of guys will do straight beer. I mean, just take a beer, crack open half for them, half for the fire, and just let it heat up and come around. And I think a lot of guys down there in Texas, that Shiner Bock, 2 for them, 1 for the meat ratio, I think is what their secret is. Because I personally, if I'm going to use beer for my mop for any reason, personally, the darker the beer, the better, in my opinion. It just seems to be, you know, I just like it. I like it a lot better. Um, it brings more robust flavor. The hops, the everything that goes with it. Sorry guys, I got a little distracted there for a second. There was some stupid nonsense going on in chat that I had to take care of real quick. Guys, I'll tell you, I will remind you one more time. This is a family show. Everybody is welcome. Every color, every creed, every race, every nationality, every origin is welcome. But you must have respect to stay in my chat. And if you ever want to come back in, you better show respect to me, my guest, and everybody else in chat. So I don't mess around. I don't let a snake bite me twice. I will bounce your ass and you will not be back. Sorry, guys. But anyways, Shinerbach, Amberbach, anything like that. A lot of people also use like a beef consomme when they go and do it. Um, so I mean, and all that's really doing is bringing that natural earthy hoppy taste to it, which is the flavor profile. Uh, that's flavor profile that people are looking for the beef. Is bringing out the natural flavor. Guys, I just got reminded something. Pardon me for a second. I'm going to step back out of character here. That goes for everything on the WO Entertainment. That is any of our social media pages, any of our social media events, anything. None of the personnel here will take any abuse from you. We will ban you. We will get you out of here. And then, depending on the severity of what is going on, we will bring the law into it. We're not messing around, guys. This is not why we're here. Jen, I got it taken care of. Thank you very much. And I'll drop into chat later and talk business. But, guys, sorry about that. But no, so when you think about brisket, when you think about beef, what's that flavor profile that you're looking for? Think about going to a steak restaurant. Uh, what do you think about when you go to that steakhouse? You get that nice big porterhouse, that ribeye, that whatever you decide to get. And what are you always going to get? You're going to get that butter, that nice fatty fat flavor, mushrooms, garlic, onions. Pimp, it's King. It's okay, buddy. We could just talk in chat. We don't need to start up anything on it, but it's all taken care of. But so that's what you try to transfer over to the beef flavor, because beef has such a robust opening that it gives. It takes flavors really well, but you don't want it to cover it up. So I think I've gabbed enough. Let's just go ahead and get right back on here to watch a little bit more of Aaron Franklin.
To go low, it's going to add a lot of cook time. I guarantee that if you keep a good steady temperature, it's going to cook way faster and more consistently across the board. And what are the things to fire management? You don't want a dirty fire. When you burn a dirty fire, that means that you're choking off the oxygen supply to it, and it's going to create a lot of creosote. It's going to get bitter. It's going to be over smoked. If you look at your smokestack and you see that it's just pouring out, just gross looking smoke, you need to open it up. You need to maybe think about what kind of wood you're using. Different woods burn differently. You don't want to use green wood necessarily for certain types. You don't want to use overly cured wood for certain types. You really want to be able to look at the smokestack and see clean heat coming out of it, not a lot of smoke. Especially with an offset cooker too, when you shut off the air supply, you're shutting off the airflow to the cooker, and you need a certain balance of radiant heat versus convective heat, all that kind of stuff. And that really comes into your cooker and just knowing how well it cooks, knowing where the hot spots are, knowing how to manage your fire and all that stuff. So that's a lot of experience that'll eventually go into that. But those some pretty good guidelines to kind of go by. There's a lot of different ways to retain moisture in a brisket or anything else you're cooking. One way that I really like is to have a water pan in there. I always keep a water pan unless the humidity is really high. And sometimes it gets like that here in Texas. But elsewhere, it may not. Always keep a water pan. Other ways are spritzing, mopping, or the two main ones. Spritzing generally means that you've got some type of thin liquid in a squirt bottle, like a little squirty spray bottle. I like that. It could be water, it could be apple juice. You could put hot sauce in there. You could do apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, anything you want. The world is yours. A lot of people think it adds a lot of flavor. I use it more to keep meat moist and to keep stuff from burning. Another method is mopping, and that essentially is just some type of liquid. It could have onions, garlic, oil, butter, all kinds of stuff. And it literally means a mop. You've got a pot, it's staying hot, you stick a mop in there and you mop the top of the meat. I don't like to do it. I think it's messy. You've got to clean a pot, you've got to
Did anybody else hear all the things he was talking about in those mops? Hmm. Did somebody else just say that here a little bit ago, or am I hearing an echo? So, but like I said, it just goes to prove, that that's what usually you're looking for, is that good buttery rich texture that you're looking for. One of the biggest ones that I can think about, one of the biggest meats I can think about right now that's really coming to my mind because of this time of the year. And Richie, I know you can back me up on this one, is a bacon wrapped deer backstrap. For anybody who's never had the backstrap off a deer, the basically it's the tenderloin off the deer. Yeah, no, that you're in good with a hunter, almost, or you have a hunter that's a good friend when he or she says, "Hey, I got some deer meat for you," and you go over there and it's a backstrap. Howdy, boy, y'all are going to be eating good. But that's another one that has a really good, rich, buttery, just beautiful flavor. But I'm not 100% sure yet if Aaron has talked about it, but we're getting kind of close on time. Uh, Almost got divorced over a backstrap. Guys, that's for those of y'all that don't know, that's Richie King. That is the big dog, the main guy, the top dog on the network here, and one hell of a comedian. If you haven't had a chance, check out his show on Tuesday nights, 5 o'clock Central here at WO Entertainment, where his motto is, if you're laughing, you ain't crying. And hopefully, if we can get enough people over there from here, he can tell that story about why he almost got that divorce over a backstrap. And then that's going to take us to Wednesday and Thursday. Mr. Hollywood himself turn into Where's My Grills comedy show to kick back, relax, have a little honest heart-to-heart conversation, and make you laugh and make you think all at the same time. Sunday, our girl Jen here, she's going to be taking on the airwaves and showing these boys what a quote-unquote girl gamer can do. She will break your heart and break your bank by making you buy all the pay to win different gaming sites that she'll beat you down and make you go down to and do some cheating. So, guys, those are all at 5 o'clock Central on here on WO Entertainment Network. Friday night, if you've never heard of it, we're on Speaker, which is attached to iHeartRadio. And what it is, it's our way of getting out here, having some fun with you guys, but you don't have to see this ugly part anymore. This week, we have the man himself, Richie King, Redneck King, should I say. It's going to be doing Outlaw Classics. You're going to hear Johnny, bleh, Willie, Whaley, and Johnny. You're going to hear them all doing their greatest. Maybe some Johnny Paycheck, take this job and shove it. A little bit of more name Sue. But you know what? Just tune in this Friday night and you'll find out. So, guys, thank you for bearing with me as I got long winded on a lot of stuff today. Um, I can't do this without you guys. I really can't. I'm gonna take this time once again to thank the families of the service members who tragically got taken away from us was early this week uh, after the mass exodus out of Afghanistan. To all my OEF brothers and sisters, welcome home. To the ones that didn't make it home, thank you for your sacrifice. Guys here at WO Entertainment Network, we just want to let you know that it's hit a lot of our brothers and sisters hard about what's happened on leaving. There's always somebody here to listen to you. There's always somebody here to help you. There's always somebody here at the WO Entertainment. You have a home. It's ethos over egos, guys. Everybody here will check our shit in a heartbeat to help you out because 22 to none is 22 a day is not a joke. It's actually higher than that now. For those of y'all that don't know, that is the national at daily suicide rate of veterans here in the United States. Guys, thank you. And yeah, Jen just said make sure everybody knows, message the network. We all have a line to it. We all can do it. Um, guys, I'm gonna end this with 30 seconds of silence um, for those that we lost this week. For those in New Orleans, those on the Gulf Coast, those down south, please hunker down, be safe, be careful, don't be stupid. Life's too short to be stupid and too painful to be stupid anymore. So, guys, from all of us here at WO Entertainment Networks to all those fallen soldiers and Marines, soldiers, Marines, sailors that passed this week, thank you. We'll see you guys next week.